Hello children, how are you all? We have finished our bridge course classes and now we go to our regular lessons, is it not? Yes, shall we start? Yes, to start with, I want you all to reflect on this. What is it? Exactly. Look children, what does it read? Striving for success without hard work is like trying to harvest where you haven't planted. Reflect on this, okay? Fine. And here we go, interesting. Story time. You all love to hear stories? Do you read stories at home? Yes, we have been doing it. Fine. And I have a story for you. Shall we all listen to it? Yes. The story is about the grasshopper and the ants. Fine children, listen to the story.
The Grasshopper and the Ants. Once upon a time, on a hot summer day, a grasshopper sang cheerfully on the branch of a tree, while down below, a long line of ants struggled gamely under the weight of the load of grains, and between one song and the next, the grasshopper spoke to the ants.
Why are you working so hard? Come into the shade and sing a song with me.
Oh no, we must store food for winter. When the weather is cold, there's nothing to eat. Only if the pantry is full, we'll survive in winter.
Hey, there's plenty of summer and lots of time to fill the pantry before winter. I'd rather sing. How can anyone work in this heat and sun?
And so, all summer, the grasshopper sang while the ants labored. But the days turned into weeks and weeks into months. Autumn came, the leaves began to fall, and the grasshopper left the bare tree. The grass too was turning thin and yellow. One fine morning, the grasshopper woke up shivering with cold. An early frost tingled the fields with white and turned the last of the green leaves brown. Winter had come at last. The grasshopper wandered, feeding on a few dry stalks left on the hard frozen ground. The snow fell and it could find nothing to eat. Trembling and famished, it thought sadly of the warmth and the summer songs. One evening, it saw a speck of light in the distance, and trembling through the thick snow, it made its way towards it.
Open the door. Please open the door. I'm starving. Give me some food.
Who is there? Who is it?
It's me, the grasshopper. I'm cold and hungry with no roof over my head.
Oh, it's you. Why didn't you save food for the winter?
Oh, I was singing and filling the earth and the sky with my song.
Oh, you were singing. Well, try dancing now.
Well, the moral of the story is,
Make hay while the sun shines.
Did you enjoy the story? How is it? Yes. Shall we go to the lesson now? And what is the first lesson? A wrong man in workers' paradise. Fine, written by Rabindranath Tagore. Children, have you heard of Rabindranath Tagore? Who is he? Yes, he is the national poet of our country, India. Shall we have a brief look at this great person? And here it goes. Kindly listen to it.
Let us have a glance on the brief essence of life of a great Indian poet, a great philosopher, and a noteworthy Nobel Prize laureate, Rabindranath Tagore. Rabindranath Tagore was popularly known as Kavi Guru, Gurudeva, and by many other names. He was born on the 7th of May in the year 1861 in the city Calcutta in the state West Bengal under the British Presidency. He was the 13th son of Debendranath Tagore and his wife Sharada Devi. He was a great poet and a great philosopher. He wrote many stories, noteworthy novels, memorable poems, and very entertaining dramas. Some of his notable artworks are A Woman's Face, The Head Study, which is a geometric marvel, The Dancing Girl, The Landscape, and many more which grace his Hall of Fame. In the year 1901, Tagore founded an experimental school in rural West Bengal at a place called Shanti Niketan, where he sought to blend the best in Indian and Western traditions. Children enjoyed a unique way of learning here. In 1921, it became the Vishwa Bharati University. Some of his notable literary works are the national anthems for the countries India and Bangladesh. His work Gitanjali was a widely appraised and a well-known one. And another work of his, known as the Rabindra Sangeet, is an adorning jewel in the bejeweled crown of literature of Rabindranath Tagore. He was awarded the Nobel Prize in the year 1913 for his work Gitanjali.
Children, we come to the lesson. The first lesson for the day. Open out your textbook. I want you all to have a notebook in your hand as well and a pen. Fine? Check if the pen is writing. Fine. And the first lesson for the day. What is it? As told earlier, a wrong man and workers' paradise. Shall we all listen to the lesson? Shall I start reading? Here it goes.
A Wrong Man in Workers' Paradise by Rabindranath Tagore. The man had never believed in mere utility. Having had no useful work, he indulged in mad whims. He made little pieces of sculpture, men, women, and castles, quaint earthen things dotted over with seashells. He painted. Thus he wasted his time on all that was useless, needless. People laughed at him. At times, he vowed to shake off his whims, but they lingered in his mind. Some boys seldom ply their books and yet pass their tests. A similar thing happened to this man. He spent his earth life in useless work, and yet after his death, the gates of heaven opened wide for him. But the moving finger writes even in heaven. So it came to pass that the aerial messenger who took charge of the man made a mistake and found him a place in workers' paradise. In this paradise, you find everything except pleasure. Here men say, God, we haven't a moment to spare. Women whisper, let's move on, time's a-flying. All exclaim, time is precious. We have our hands full. We make use of every single minute. They sigh complainingly. And yet, those words make them happy and exultant. But this newcomer, who had passed all his life on earth without doing a scrap of useful work, did not fit in with the scheme of things in workers' paradise. He launched in the streets absently and jostled the hurrying men. He lay down in the green meadows or close to the fast-moving streams and was taken to task by busy farmers. He was always in the way of others. A bustling girl went every day to a silent torrent to fill her pictures. Silent, since in the workers' paradise, even a torrent wouldn't waste its energy singing. The girl's movement on the road was like the rapid movement of a skilled hand on the strings of a guitar. Her hair was carelessly done. Inquisitive wisps peeped often over her forehead to peer at the dark wonder of her eye. The idler was standing by the stream. As a princess sees a lonely beggar and is filled with pity, so the busy girl of heaven saw this one and was filled with pity. Aha! She cried with concern. You have no work in hand, have you? The man sighed. Work? I have not a moment to spare for work. The girl did not understand his words and said, I shall spare some work for you to do, if you like. The man replied, Girl of the silent torrent, all this time I have been waiting to take some work from your hands. What kind of work would you like? Will you give me one of your pictures, one that you can spare? She asked, A picture? You want to draw water from the torrent? No, I shall draw pictures on your picture. The girl was annoyed. Pictures indeed? I have no time to waste on such as you. I am going. And she walked away. But how could a busy person get the better of one who had nothing to do? Every day they met, and every day he said to her, Girl of the silent torrent, give me one of your clay pictures. I shall draw pictures on it. She yielded at last. She gave him one of her pictures.
Yes, children. So, you have listened to the story? Interesting? Yes. Let's all have a look at the new words. Okay, few words are not familiar to you, right? So, let us have a look at these words and then go to the story in detail. Shall we? Yes. And here are some glossary words, children. The first one is wince. Kannadadalli huchatike. Okay. What does it mean? Yes, a sudden change of mind or desire. And I have a sentence for you. Chetan had a mad whimsy about flying to the moon. Go to the next word, children. And here it is sculpture. Okay. What does sculpture mean? Exactly. It is an artwork made by carving on stone or wood. ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ? Fine. ಶಿಲ್ಪಕಲೆ. Okay. And the next one, quaint. What does it mean? It's attractive, but it's unusual. Okay. It's old fashioned as well. ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳೋದಾದರೆ ವಿಲಕ್ಷಣವಾದ. Picture here for you. Go to the next one. Lingered. Lingered, staying at a longer time than necessary. Kalaharana. Some students linger in the lobby waiting for their rides after school. What does it mean to say? Look at the picture. Seldom. Very familiar, is it? What does it mean? Not often. Rarely. Omomme. Okay. And a sentence here. Due to pandemic, children are seldom seen out playing on roads. And here there is a picture. Jostled. What does jostled mean? Rushing towards somebody in a hurried way. Jaggata. And look at the person here. What is he doing? Yes, you can see a person there. He is walking around everything. He is pushing everyone. He is hurrying. Torrent. Torrent means a strong or fast moving stream. Ukki ariyuva pravaha. Okay. Hole. Fine. Look at the stream here. picture. A large jug or hoji. Look at the picture here. Yielded. It means to say concede under some degree of pressure. Oppiko. Sample. After much resistance, I yielded to his request to join the function. Yes, he requested me so much and I had to join the function. Yes, children. And we listen to the story. What was there in the story? The characters in the story, do you recall? Who were the people? You found an idle man, idler. There was a aerial messenger. Children, what do you mean by aerial messenger? Exactly. It is, you also term it as angel. Okay. Then this man who did not do any work when he was on earth, after he dies, he is taken to heaven. But he is placed in the wrong place. Shall we see to the story, children? Here it goes. So, I want you to recall how was man's life on earth? We listen to the story, is it not? Yes. Shall we go point by point? Yes, children, here it goes. What did he do? He wasted his time on useless and needless work. He used to paint, he used to make sculptures, he had mad whims. That is how it is described, right? Yes, and he was making little pieces of sculpture, painting them, painting earthen pots, and that is how he spent his time on earth, right? But still, after his death, he goes to heaven. Look at this. And in your textbook, on page 1, you have a sentence reading as well. Some boys seldom ply their books, but still pass in their examination. Is it not? Yes, and even this man here, what happens? After his death, he goes to heaven, he is taken to heaven. Later, children. Next, how was the picture in workers' paradise? This man did nothing here when he was on earth, but still, when he goes to heaven, in the workers' paradise, what was the picture there? You found beautiful pictures? Here you can find everyone working. There was no leisure at all. They did not have free time, okay? And everybody were busy with their work, is it not? And also, they were happy with the amount of work. Nobody complained, oh, this much of work to do, I cannot do it. No, that was not there at all. They used to say, they used to exclaim. Look at the word there. They used to exclaim, time is precious, and make use of every single minute to complete the work. Tell me, what sentences tell you that these people enjoyed work in workers' paradise? Shall we recall? Yes. Men said, God, we haven't a moment to spare. We are working hard. We don't have time to think. We don't have time to play. Fine. See, we are held with work. And you know what did women say? Women used to say, time's flying. Oh, quick, time's flying. We have to complete the work for the day. That is how they whispered. Next, they all exclaim, time is precious. Is it not? And next, they sigh complainingly, our hands are full and we must use every single minute, right? And still, children, listen to this, in spite of all this work, they are very happy. The man has come, the newcomer, the idler who wasted his time on earth and he is in heaven now. He did nothing there, but in heaven everything is occupied with work. Everybody are working here. And look at his state here. How was it? He did not fit in the scheme of things in workers' paradise. Okay. Here people were grumbling. Workers' paradise people grumbled. Yes, there is no leisure at all. We don't find time to relax. But this man who did nothing there, he did not fit into this scheme of work in workers' paradise. What did he do then? He launched in the streets absently and jostled the erring men. What did people do? They could not tolerate him anymore. And next, what happens? Yes, this man, he used to go to the stream, the torrent, and there he sees a girl. Look at the description of the girl, the bustling girl in the paradise. What did she do? Let's see. she every day went to the silent torrent. Okay, and this girl went to the torrent, silent torrent, to fill her pictures. Okay, fine. And next, what did she see? Yes, she happened to see this man, and she was also busy. See the description given there. Her movement, the way she used to walk, it was rapid, like a skilled hand on the strings of a guitar. She was involved in her work that she hardly cared about her looks, right? And which line tells you this? Exactly. You have opened your textbook, is it not? Say on the 9th paragraph, you find it reading, inquisitive wisps peeped often over her forehead to peer at the dark wonder of her eye. Look at the description. She never cared about her look as well. What does this inquisitive wisp mean? Very good. It was the strand of hair on her forehead. She never bothered to that as well. She continued working, right? And children, this idle man who was standing near the stream happens to meet the girl. And what does he say? Yes, he was standing lonely. And this busy girl looks at the man. As the princess finds a beggar, so did this girl spot the man. Fine. And then later, with concern, what does she ask? Yes, can I spare some work for you? Will you do some work? Okay. But she never knew that this man was an idle man. Very good. And see, the man asks her to spare a picture. Why? To draw pictures. The girl here, she was annoyed initially. Fine. You find it in the paragraph. What does it say? She was annoyed. What? You want my picture to draw pictures? Don't you have any better work? She grumbles. But the man keeps on requesting her. Finally, she yields to his request. And what does she do? Yes, she spares a picture to him. And what is that? It was a clay picture. And he said that he would draw pictures on it. Is it not? So, a picture is spared to this idler. And this is where we stopped. Is it not? Did you follow the story? If you have understood the story, look at this, children. There are two girls here. Do I call the other one a girl? That girl is singing, and here you call this an angel. Very good. And look at the sentence here, children. Sheila sings like an angel. She sings like an angel. And I have highlighted a word there. What is the word that is highlighted? Very good. It is simile. This comes under figures of speech. Is it not? Yes, it comes under figures of speech. Children, do you recall figures of speech? Let us check for another example. You find a boy running. And look here, there's a rabbit as well. Oh, nice. Let's see the sentence. Raj ran as fast as a rabbit. Right? And I have not highlighted anything here. But still there is a comparison. The comparison is between the boy named Raj and the rabbit. Okay? He runs as fast as a rabbit. The use of as. Very good. So, this is also simile. It is one of the figures of speech. Fine, children. And do you recall all the figures of speech? In Kannada, you call it as alankaragalu. Very good. Alankaragalu. Okay. It's a figurative language used to describe. Shall we recall? Yes. Let me recall one by one. I just now introduced simile. You are aware of that. It is a comparison between, it's an indirect comparison between two things using the word as, like or so, any one of this. Fine? Yes, you have come across metaphor as well. And what is metaphor? Here also it is a comparison between two, but without using the word as, like or so. Next, children, alliteration. What is alliteration? Exactly. Alliteration is the same sounds repeating. Okay. Can you give me an example? Recall. She sells sea shells on the seashore. The next one is personification. What is personification? Yes, the abstract ideas are expressed. Find that which has got no life. Okay. It is explained as though it has got life. And synecdoche. The part is used to describe the whole, or the whole is used to describe a part. For example, sweet little red feet, why did you die? Okay, the poet here uses the word sweet little red feet to describe the dove, the full dove, the bird dove. Okay, the feet alone does not die, but he used it to describe the death of that bird dove. And there are many more figures of speech. And today we have another figure of speech in your textbook. Shall we go to it? Fine. There are two figures here, children. What is it? One is the picture of a pen and the picture of a sword. And look at the sentence here. Pen is mightier than sword. Okay. What does that mean? Is pen mightier than sword? And what does pen mean and the sword mean here? Yes, children. Here pen means written words. All that is written. And sword means military force. Look, children, the comparison. Pen, see, that is mightier than sword. The words, the written scripts is mightier. It speaks a lot than this military force. And look at the next picture here. What is it? You find an office there and people are working. Look at the sentence. The office was busy in work. What does office mean here? Does it mean to say the office was busy? No, it means to say the people at work in the office. Fine. They were all busy in their work. Okay. The people working in the office were all busy in their work. Understand? And children, we call this as metonymy. Fine. What is metonymy then? Here, metonymy means it's a figure of speech in which a thing or a concept is referred to something closely associated with the thing or concept. You understand? And children, I have another example for you. Look at this. This is not what I meant by lend me your ears. Look at the person here. He is holding a pair of ears in his hand. So, when at school I say, hey children, please lend me your ears. It does not mean to say that you will scrap out your ears and give it to me. It means to say that you will all listen to me. Is it not? Here is used to describe listening. Okay, the concept here, ear is used to, it is associated with listening. Fine, understand? And what do you call that as? Metonymy. Fine, children. And if you have understood the lesson and this figure of speech, I have got an assignment for you. What is the assignment? You will answer the following question. There are 3 questions. Will you all answer? Look at the first one. Describe in your own words, how did people spend their time in workers' paradise? You will describe in around 10 to 12 sentences. Okay. Next one. Why did the girl pity the idler? Why did she pity? Think and answer. Next one. But the moving finger writes even in heaven. What does that mean to say? You will have to comment on this and you will have to identify the figure of speech. Will you do it, children? Good. You will complete this assignment, write it in your notebooks and keep it ready. You will forward these answers to your teachers so that they go through that and assess it for you. Fine? Thank you all, children. I want you to all read the lesson again, okay, and come prepared for the next class. Stay safe.